So, people are coming.
Hi, welcome. Welcome coming back.
Mm.
Yeah, people are joining. Uh, Not sure how many people were present
Mm.
earlier. We are now increasing, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Mhm. Ah, Okay, so I will start. So, okay. So basically now in this 2 days and on Friday, so we talked more about uh, more or less the circle of the journey from Pardo to the new life and new life, and then so it's just a circle. So actually there are many teachings, practices, and rituals that are connected with all these things, especially while dying or after death rituals, and it has so many according to mm, the situation of the Pardo beings or the spirits in the Pardo. There are wrathful teachings and wrathful rituals to tame the cruel, wild spirits, and there are uh, rituals to summon the wandering, how to say, atmas or uh, consciousness, and then there are rituals and teachings how to convince those ignorant, unaware spirits wandering in the Pardo states. So those are part of a different uh, teachings and different practices. And also there are rituals that that is meant to upgrade the state or level of the uh, being whose journey is traveling from one realms to another realms. So even in Pardo, the shortest period of the Pardo is 49 days, and 49 days means a week, a week per each realm states. So three lower realm states and three upper realm states, and plus Pardo, it's 7 and 7 weeks, and that is 49, 49 days. So there are ritual practices that can guide, lead, or upgrade these beings, spirits, from one to another level. There are teachings such like that also. And besides that, in generally, in a very, very basic way, just reciting the king mantra, such as Om Mati Miya Salidu, is very helpful and powerful for those beings. If you dedicate, even how to say, to your close one. In many regions, they have a kind of custom or tradition or custom that if you want to use or say a name of a deceased person that is close to you, and before saying his or her name, people often recite some mantra, and they're saying that Om Mati Miya Salidu, and then saying his or her name, and then talk about her and him. So those are like dedicating mantras if he or she is still in the bardó. So even Om Mati Miya Salidu, if you know about this mantra, and then it has 8 syllables, and among these 8, 6 of them are the hard syllables of the enlightened Buddhas who release our sufferings in the 6 realms. So that is very, how to say, connected with it. So that is the one thing, like in a very basic way, you can help someone just reciting this mantra. And besides that, there is a way to offer a food to the deceased who is a part of your family or your friends or your surroundings, neighbors, or who is close to you. And it has a many way, but one of the most easiest and most important and more common way is a ritual called sur. Sur is a ritual where you burnt a food to offer to the deceased who is in the intermediate state. And since I said that the intermediate state bardó beings are just a being who doesn't have form, it is just a mental state, is a mental form. There's the imagination body, but there isn't any real physical form. And when they are just a conscious mind, and these mind travel on or live on a certain very subtle breath. Okay, so I won't talk more about this breath, but certain subtle breath, and that is the kind of a base for that consciousness. On that base, they live, they travel, they move. Since it is based on this, even the food consumption or enjoyment can be done through a, how to say, connecting the wind, the smell, the aroma with that subtle wind. So they enjoy the taste and the food, the taste and the smell of the food through this wind. So through this wind, they yeah, okay, somebody is
Seems Rinpoche is for a moment is freezed, so just be patient, he will come back.
okay. Something went wrong. Okay. I think internet is not stable. So, so for example, you shouldn't, if you are offering sur offering, you shouldn't. That comes with a thorn, and you shouldn't use the wood that is poisonous. You shouldn't use the wood that is already used in the building materials or any other leftover. It is good to use a clean, good, new, fresh firewoods. That is important. And then something's really happening. Okay. Mm,
Okay, Rinpoche, you're back.
yeah. So I think something is coming around me. I, uh, I don't know. The internet is not stable. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So it shouldn't the plate on which you shouldn't leave on the ground. It should lift a little bit, maybe more than 1 inches. No, one. How to say 1 feet above the ground, and not so high. That is not good. So it is a reason that it is described in many teachings that the how to say the boundaries of where majority of the Bardó beings how to say reside. So it is, so there are certain levels. So that is one thing. And in that food, if you are dedicating it to a particular person, a deceased person, then in the food you can add almost anything that he or she liked, and that will be very helpful. Excuse me. So that is the one thing. Okay. And in some sur, even they have a sur called marsur. Even they add some kind of non-veg dedicated to particular person, okay, deceased person. So in that case, it is okay, because it is not the offering that you are performing forever. It is just for a while, for a particular reason. Because in the beginning, this might happen that to convince some of these wandering spirits to drive towards you, you have to please them. And once you are able to please them, and then you can guide, teach, and lead them. So for this purpose, it is sometimes it is important to offer such food for the particular deceased person. So that is one thing. So sur, you can help. And normally, traditionally, amongst the Tibetan society, offering butter lamp or candle these days is a very important ritual that is done after somebody's demise, or somebody passing away. So it has many definition and reason. The one thing is like to show the path, clarity. This it is a metaphor of clarity. So that is important. Okay. That is another thing important. And then it is also remember the joint, how to say, we say tunzik. Tunzik is a counting of the 7 days, or yeah, weekly acts, So weekly acts means like it has to be counted from the approximately third day of the outer death. Since outer death, and then you are not sure about inner death and secret death, and it most of them take place in at least 3 days. So that's why from the third day is the starting of their real death. So then from that end of the each week, like counting from that 7th day weekly, and if you could perform a special virtues or any special ritual dedicate to such person, is a very, very helpful and very how to say, worthful. So then especially the fourth weekly, that is the most important in tradition, because they says that if they are traveling in a different realms, and then first realm is the hell realms, and second realm is the hungry ghost realms, and the first week is first week is the hell realms, second week is a hungry ghost realms, and third week is a for the animal realms, third, and the fourth one is human realms. So while they connect with the human realms, and that week is the most important, and if you could perform some special ritual and virtuous things, offering whatever you do, it helps them to get more chances to reborn on human life, and that is a very important one. So that is something I think before I forgot, before I forget, I would like to read first this transmission of the prayer of the bardó. I think that is important, isn't it? Okay. I think you don't need to put on the air. I will read. I think, yeah. Okay, thank you. So what you have to do is, okay. So if there are new people, so you have to know that to practice something, you need three things. Okay, to practice meditation, you need three things. First is one. One comes in a bigger package. One means empowerment. Empowerment. Empowerment gives you a copyright. Empowerment information from the Dakinis, tutorial deities who are bound with this teaching, who practice this teaching on the misuse and all these things, or who practice this teaching for those who use or practice without guidance, and that might or may go wrong. So that is why one is very important. One means empowerment. That is very important. That comes in a bigger package. So it means like if it is Dzogchen teaching, there are other different Dzogchen ones. If it is Bardó from Tantra, you need to teach empowerment from a Shito or some other things like this. So that is empowerment, permission. But receiving teaching and practice, permission received from the lung, which means a transmission. That is the second one. Transmission is the lung. Lung transmit whole teaching. That means the teaching what is exactly there. Doesn't matter if you understand the meaning or not. Just hearing a word to word that has been transmitted from the first who has taught or wrote to until now without unbroken lineage. Okay, so there whenever there says I have lung, it means there it is a unbroken lineage. So by receiving this, first you are connecting to the lineage. Second, you are receiving the blessings from those bodhisattvas, yogis, masters who practiced on that teaching, who received it and practiced, and all the blessings, power also comes through this receiving this transmission. And transmission is the real teaching. Actually, transmission is the real teaching. When you don't have a transmission, then almost you don't have the teaching. Okay, and the third one is T. T means a instruction. Instruction is a T that I've been doing here for 2 days for you. That is my instruction. So I'm telling, that means this has to do with that and like this, instructing. The teaching is there. Teaching is so old. Teaching language is outdated. And so we need somebody to instruct us, tell the meaning, guide us how to practice it, how to do it. And that is called T. So one lung T. Empowerment, which is more like copyright. Transmission, which is like real legal paper, teaching itself, and then instruction. Okay, who train you, trainer or trainee. Okay, so Wang Lung Ti, empowerment, transmission, and instruction. So these 3 are very important to do, important for especially when you go into a very serious practice, very high level of practice, very deep practice. Those things are very important. Okay, so now lung. To lung, as I said, when you receive lung, you don't need to understand anything. What you need to have is this, that you have to hear the word to word yourself. So in that case, you just sit in a very comfort posture and just listen what I read. Okay, so okay, I will read.
Can we stop the recording?
Yeah.